What's up, guys? So for the past 2 weeks, I've been trying different necro builds. I wanted to get out of the bone spear build, and first I tried out like the darkness dot builds. I did like the corpse explosion dot with blight and a little bit of sever to keep vulnerable applied, and then I didn't really like that one too much. I was like, even if I can make this work, I'm not really enjoying it. So I switched to blood surge overpower variant, where like you're just purely focusing on max health and overpower, and I was kind of like working on developing that build, and I got it pretty close to where I was like reasonably close to Biss. Like I needed a weapon with overpower still, and I needed one ring that came with overpower and max life, and then like I think like a chest piece with a little more max life, so I was like really close to Biss. My overpower damage right here in this clip I'm about to show you is I think it was 2056% was my overpower damage, and my health was about 14,000. And I think I even had a max life potion on, putting me at that. I have seen another blood necro that was playing the blood lance build, and they had like a one-hander, and I don't know if they had a shield or a focus, but they had 25,000 max life. And that was, I believe, with an elixir. I don't know how they got that high of health if they didn't have the elixir on. But, basically, what happened was, I was like, alright, I'm level 91. I'm gonna try and do a tier 60, because on the Bone Spear build at level 80, I was able to do a tier 60 pretty easily. Like, I was really squishy, but it's a squishier build. They have really high damage, though. And so I was like, I'm 91, I should easily be able to do a 60. If I can't do a 60 with this close to like this good of gear, there's no way that when I get level 100, I'm going to be able to push past like tier 70, because it'd be like a similar level gap between me and the mobs. And I'll show you, I'll just play it and you can see what happened. There's some kind of mechanic with these corpse fiends where I think they heal off of health, I don't know if it's when other mobs die near them or just when like a corpse is under them and they're not CC'd if they heal, or how that works, but they just kept healing to full. And this is only like 3 minutes into this tier 60, by the way. Like I cleared like all the other mobs before this, but then I got to these corpse fiend elites. Guys, oh my god. And I just got destroyed. So like the main issue I was having is I couldn't, like what I realized about this build is you can see I'm taking so much damage, I'm actually out of health potions already. And for the overpower builds to work for blood, you kind of need to be max health all the time. And so that was my first death. I think I gave it another try, but actually I think I tried until I got to one. I got back to one revive left, and then I went and like switched some stuff out. I put like Reap in my build to get a little bit more survivability. I think I even put Decrepify in, and it just wasn't enough. And so I was like, alright, well let me try. I basically gave up on like the overpower version, because I think the way overpower damage works, it doesn't scale with vulnerable, it doesn't scale with crit. So what it does when you overpower and crit at the same time is it does your crit damage separately, so it'll take that crit, vulnerable, your int damage, and like all your other modifiers like plus to close, plus to CC'd enemies, core skill damage. It'll take all those, and that'll be your crit damage, and then your overpower damage will be separate. Like even when you get the overpower and crit at the same time, where you get that orange number, it'll take that number for the crit and put it to the side, and it'll take your health, your base damage, your fortify, current health fortify, and your base damage, and then it multiplies it by your overpower damage, which is 2000%. But then it adds them together for that orange number. So even when you overpower and crit, it just doesn't synergize very well, since they still add together at the end. So you can't really, like, if you want to do an Overpower build, it doesn't really do you any good to build both. So I was just going all in on Overpower damage. And I felt like that was like a wake-up call for me that Overpower Blood Surge wouldn't work. So then I started trying the other Blood Surge build. Well, I was thinking about it and I was looking at this one. You get 20% X increased damage when you have Fortify for over 50% of your health. But this one gives you guaranteed overpowers, and there's that legendary where you get 75% attack speed whenever your blood skills overpower. And I had that on my neck. It's 50%, but if you put it on your neck, it goes up to 75. And I was like, well, this is actually like a big separate damage multiplier if I do 75% attack speed on overpowers, and then you get 75% attack speed every 5 casts of it, and then also every 12 seconds from Rathmas. And that wasn't working too well, so then I started doing Blood Lance, and Blood Lance I actually think is, I think it's a little better. But I did just nerf it. They've got this... So Blood Lance was breaking the game. I watched some videos. Basically, it was like completely crashing people's games. I was watching this guy's video. Was it this guy? Yeah, I think it was.
Blood Lance.
Where is it?
Me with Blood Lance.
Oh, I have it in slow motion.
Debuff is also hit. Enhanced Blood Lance makes it pierce through enemies that are already debuffed, helping us spread it.
But I think there's like this legendary he has down here, Aspect of Hungry Blood. I just got this. I think I need to get it really high. That's like the most important part of the Blood Lance build. But that's what I'm currently working on, because Bone Spear is just so broken. You can see I went back to Bone Spear, and the reason for that is because I got these Bone Spear gloves to drop, which I had actually sold all my Bone Spear gear except for the helm. And then I also got a perfect roll for the Bone Shard legendary, so I was like, well, I'll just do Bone Shards to farm the gear, because it's like so much more gold. It's just, dude, Bone Spear is so much better than all the other Necro builds, it's like not even close. But I'm trying to just like do all the other builds just to like get a feel for what could be possible, like when the patch notes come out in 2 days. What is it? It's the 15th, so I guess Tuesday, so 3 days. But yeah, that's mainly what I've been trying to do. I'm not too worried about like pushing to 100. I don't really care for that since the season's coming out soon anyways. But I am really interested in like trying all the builds. I want to try the Blood Lance build even after the nerf, because I think Blood Lance, they nerfed it to where, so you can only pierce up to 10 enemies per Blood Lance, and then Aspect of Hungry Blood now fires up to a maximum of 3 Blood Lances per cast. So it's pretty big nerf, but I could see them like buffing Blood Lance on the 18th patch to compensate for that, so... Because they didn't really do any compensation with this, which I don't know why. I feel like they should have buffed its damage or something to compensate for this big of a nerf. Because, like, if you go to max roll, let's see what their endgame tier lists are. They have Blood Lance Necro down here in F tier. So, Fireball Sork, Earthen Bulwark Druid, Companion Druid. Bone Spear Necro is our only S tier build. I haven't tried the Infamous Necro. I actually didn't even start looking at Max Rolls builds until like this past couple weeks, because I just wanted to see like what people were running. This is like, the Infamous build is like where you basically always have Blood Mist up. I have not tried it, but could be good. But yeah, now if you look at my current character, I have went back to Bone Spear just for purely farming gold for like another respec, because it was like really cheap actually to just respec out some points. Another thing I did change about my blood build when I was really realizing I was taking too much damage was, yeah, I got Decrepify, I got out of Blood Wave to get Bone Storm for just more damage reduction, because I wasn't really expecting how much more damage the mobs were going to do at tier 60, and so, yeah, I just added that in to really up the survivability, but it just wasn't enough. I tried a couple more, and yeah, I don't think Blood Surge is going to be able to work unless it gets some kind of changes, or we get some unique for it, or new legendary power that works good with it. But maybe I'm wrong. I felt like I was pretty close to Biss for it. Maybe you could do some kind of Blood Surge build, but I don't think so. At least I don't think you can do one that is going to go up to tier 100, because I think the build I was doing probably would have like hard stopped by like 74, 75-ish. And then Bone Spear has been proven to go to 100. I'm not sure if Summon Necro has. I think Summon Necro goes up to about 80. Maybe there's somebody that's on 100. I don't know, just search it. Tier 100 Nightmare Dungeon. Oh, solo. It's probably Bone Spear. Yeah, I watched Crip's video. Let's see how high he did.
And attack speed modifier and count as your damage.
Oh, is this just
that the build
is a tier 42? I thought I saw a video of him doing like a 70 or something. Maybe not. But yeah, I'm really just like experimenting with the other Necro builds, but I'm Bone Spear right now, but as soon as I get like another, it's so expensive to refund. You can see right here it's 48k, basically 49k just to refund 1 point. And then the Paragons are getting more expensive too. It's 24k per point, and there's so many points to refund. See, I've got like 5 boards here. And yeah, so I'm just kind of using the bone build to make back some money, and then I'm going to try out the Bloodlance build some more. I did get a Hungry Blood aspect somewhere, I think. Yeah, there it is. So this is a 17% roll. It's pretty good. I'd like to get it a little higher, but that's like the main thing you need for Bloodlance, so it's good to have that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to update on how the Blood Surge build was going. I do think Blood Surge is like a great leveling build. Like, it was doing really well for me with like Nightmare Dungeons within like 3 to 6 levels of me. Like 3 to 6 levels higher, I mean. So right now I'm 93, so it'd be like tier 42 to 48-ish. Be about what I was doing. But I'm bone right now, and I could easily just go clear like a 60 or 70, which is insane. It's like not that much of a gear difference. But yeah, anyways, that's it for this video. I just wanted to get an update out on the Blood Surge build. I think I'm gonna stop testing Blood Surge, and unless they get like some crazy change on the 18th, then I'll definitely work on it more. I still have the gloves in my stash, so I might do some more testing right before the season starts. We'll see. But alright, peace, y'all.